I'm so glad Young Blackjack came out today. Because if it wasn't for this, I would be still depressed after this morning's chapter of Taizai after I got up. So, today I'm here to bring all of you the weekly anime review of Young Blackjack Episode 2. This episode's focus has a different perspective to it, along with showcasing more of Hazuma's characterization and what type of person he really is. And once again, I want to state that this series is just so different from everything else from this anime season that I feel like it's just so refreshing just to sit down and watch Young Blackjack. Because seeing a medical anime, it's a rarity. It really is. Seeing like an anime focused around like a doctor helping people, it's just a rare series to see. And so to see how episode 2 continues this theme and all that, it makes me impressed with the series. Because the core theme of this second episode was showing how a doctor can cross that line. Like, there's a difference between a doctor trying to save lives and trying to, I guess, kill someone to save a life. Now, I guess that's kind of obvious, but I mean, the way it was done in this episode was pretty beautiful, because you have it to where Hazuma, he's in a situation where he has to pay back a $300 million debt, and that's quite a fucking big debt. Like, that's a really big debt. Like, not many people probably make that at all. Like, I bet 99% don't even make that. It's just in a discussion there. So, Hazuma's in a situation, he needs to pay back a debt, and so he's captured by, I'm guessing, like, the Mafia, and they're like, hey, we got an idea how you can, you know, get rid of this debt. If you're compatible, we're going to transplant your heart into our main big head honcho, and, I mean, you will die, of course, but, I mean, your debt's paid off. Now, anyone else that's not compatible will get to go home, but they still have their debt. So there is the entire situation with that. But getting back into the heart transplant, the focus was Hazuma being the only doctor to be able to perform this heart transplant, which there was another dude called Joker, Dr. Joker, that was introduced with this episode, and I feel like he's probably going to make another appearance before the series is over, because the way he was showcased in this episode, behind the scenes, and how he was like I guess a black market doctor that does anything, he's probably going to appear later on in the future of this series. And so I can't wait to see it to when Hazuma meets this guy, because Hazuma is probably going to be the exact opposite of Joker, because of the way they view being a doctor. For instance, you know how Hazuma doesn't want to cross that line and kill someone to save someone else. Like, he was in a situation to where he had to transplant this dude's heart into this dude that was kind of a greedy asshole that just thought he could buy lives with money. And it was kind of a fucked up situation, because the dude that was going to have his heart removed, he was in debt, but the reason why he was in debt was because he wanted to save his daughter. His daughter had leukemia, and the only way to save his daughter, he had to sneak in Japan, and he had to find a job. But since he couldn't find a job, he had to turn to alternative methods. For instance, he went to Mafia, got some money, he got in debt, and that's the situation he's in. So he was giving up his life for his daughter and trying to get money for her to be able to save her. And he was willing to just sacrifice his life, which shows you the difference between last week's episode and this week's episode, because you remember at the end of last week's episode, you had to where the main theme was that the parents, they weren't willing to pay Hazuma, because they're like, oh, you're just a fake fucking doctor, I'm not paying you because you don't have your license. Even though Hazuma did some really good work, and I mean, he deserved to be paid, the parents were just greedy, money hungry, and they weren't willing to give up money for the outstanding work that Hazuma did. I mean, it goes to show you the difference between that character and the character we got in this episode, with him willing to give up his own life for his child. And anything, doesn't matter what it was, he was willing to give up anything just for his child. And that was a really beautiful way to showcase the differences between these two parents, but also show what type of character Hazuma is, because without his quick thinking on the operation table, he would have lost both lives, and he would have lost his life and everybody else's life. So he managed to save everybody. For instance, the dude that wanted the heart transplant, he died, and the guy that was going to be giving his heart up, he actually got to live on because he had a face transplant, which was really unique in a way, because I did not expect something like that. How the dude that was kind of a money-hungry asshole, he got his face removed and put onto this guy that was trying to save his daughter. And so now he's living a different life, but he's able to live on for his daughter while paying her. So that was a really cool way to end this episode. So yes, Young Blackjack once again does a really good episode that showcases what type of series we're getting into, along with being very different from the other anime we've gotten from this anime season. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.